That'll do. What's that?
Let me just swap you.
So,
I'll swap with you.
you.
Dead serious. I don't know what that's for. What is that for? Hold on. 207 per litre. It's bonkers. So good morning. Welcome to Crikey. It's only day two. Day two of our Scottish road trip. We have landed last night at a really interesting place. We're just outside of Inverness and we rocked up to these mini mansions last night, which has been perfect. There's quite a few of us and we sort of rented out these houses. It looks like you've got the best neighbours in the world because we've got all of these Porsches parked outside on. Now you may be wondering, hold on a minute, how have you been on a full Scottish road trip and the cars are so clean? Last night we had the heroes from Highland balloting turn up, but I say heroes because I think we dropped them a text at around about 5:30 in the evening as we were rolling in here to clean all of these cars, which was no small feat. They were doing it until it went dark. So I want to say a massive thank you to those guys for turning up. Absolute heroes. Ryan's absolutely loving that thing over. We've not even left the driveway yet. He's making more noise than anyone. Playing petrol pump roulette here, which this one hasn't worked out too bad. 163.9, 164 a litre, which actually is a UK average right now is not too painful. It must be amazing for anyone watching in Dubai or the US going, what do you mean? 163 a litre, sir, not a gallon. It is bonkers. Fun fact, right-hand drive 997 generation Porsches were subject to smaller fuel tanks because, as you can see, the fuel tank sits on the front right hand side of the car, which means you can put less fuel in when you've got to put steering rack at a set of pedals and driver's legs and things like that. So we are fortunate to have a left hand drive car with a larger fuel tank.
Some pretty cool beaches, our tour manager was saying.
Tour manager. How's the cup car? Did you like it? Gearbox is a bit easier to actuate, clutch is a bit lighter, the noise is on point, right? The noise is cool, it looks good, man.
How's that? It's amazing, absolutely incredible. Such a nice car to be in, drive, especially around these roads, and like when you turn in, change gear, changing down just to listen to that exhaust is absolutely the best.
I feel like we're in Scotland now. It's wet and cold. Normally when you get a group of people together, what happens is you get split up really quickly. But because the group's kind of small enough, we've only lost one car. Everyone's smiling though. It's raining, it's cold, but everyone's smiling.
I've just done, it's amazing. This old school driving position, small wheel, manual gearbox. It's just like, yeah, love it. Really good.
Just saying, it's quite Skyfall-y here. You know, the heather and everything here is quite similar. Yeah. Welcome to Scotland. Right, so we just came down Balachnabar Pass. Balachnabar? Yeah, anyway, we just came over an incredible mountain pass, but as we got up the top, you see that cloud up there? Yeah, we were right in that. So apparently it's got some of the most incredible views in Scotland, and we just drove straight into a cloud. Couldn't see anything, it was raining. Still, quite an adventure, a quick checkpoint, regroup, and then we're gonna go and find some food somewhere. Who's in what? So this is the beauty of this Chubb tour. is that we can just, I mean, literally as we're exiting the restaurant, someone's going, actually I'd like to try that, and I'd swap that key, swap that key. And it's brilliant just to be able to do it with like completely hassle-free. I mean, in what world would you be able to go on a road trip with like 10 of you and just go swap keys after lunch? Brilliant. There we go. The only problem is you end up losing keys and stuff in different cars all the time. We are now in the 4 litre, but now Cameron's driving, so that'll be a bit of fun. Andy's hopping in the 991, and Nick's swapping out of his GT4 into the Touring. Tarek's in the 488, he's still Perta. Billy's in the Turbo. Are you in the Michelin?
I'm not sure.
Carrera now, or are you in the Panamera? Support car's been awesome, actually. The support car's been fantastic. I'm actually losing track of who's in what now. It's crazy. Hold on. Right, that'll do. What's that?
Let me just swap you.
So,
I'll swap with you.
Dead serious, I don't know what that's for. What is that for? Hold on. So here we are, seamless transition. Yet another set of keys, and this time we are in the Michelin Carrera 2, the 992 Carrera 2. This is running the Pilot Sport 4S tyres. Now, because it's just rained, perfect. This is, of course, rear-wheel drive. One of the things that I'm enjoying the most is being able to experience the different nuances and reasons for all of these different 911 platforms. I mean, fundamentally, 911 shares a very similar principle for a very long time. So you would be forgiven for thinking, when you look at the Porsche lineup, people are like, wow, why are there so many different versions of the same thing, effectively? And honestly, when you hop in and out of different cars, they really have their own character, their own reason to exist, their own nuances in the way they drive. I mean, take for example, we've just stepped out of a 997 generation RS 4 litre naturally aspirated. That is 2 generations removed from this car, which is a 992 generation turbocharged rear-wheel drive. One was a manual, which I was just driving. This is a PDK twin clutch. I mean, they're night and day. They are worlds apart. This is basically a daily driver in comparison to the RS 4 litre. But to have them all here and just to be able to swap the keys as a result of this Chubb policy, which they've done an incredible job of developing. I actually don't know how they managed to achieve it. Imagine going on a trip and not having to tell them that you're about to swap in and out of 10 different cars with 10 different people. And to be able to do this on a trip, hassle-free, I love it. Something else I'll say as well, the entry-level 911s are not to be sniffed at. This thing really moves. If I put this down now, and it covers ground. It really covers ground. In fact, on this particular stretch of tarmac, which is single track over one of the highest mountain passes in the UK. It's undulating, it's bumpy, there's sharp edges on these 4Ss, which ride the surface of the road incredibly well. And this softer, dare I say it, more daily driver focused suspension and chassis calibration. This car, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say here, is probably more confidence inspiring than the RS4 litre was on this same stretch of tarmac. It's cool. Horses for courses. This course is really bumpy. So we just pulled into this random place and we're driving along in the middle of nowhere, and up from the midst of the mountains pops this bakery, and we swing in and there's amazing cakes and tea and coffee. And I look across the road and I'm like, you know what, for future road trips, wouldn't this be a great place to stop? Because there's a petrol station across the road. And then I did a double take, and it's 207 per litre here. 207. Well, to be fair, if you're running out up here, it's game over. So they've got you by the tight and curlies, haven't they? But 207 that's steep. That is steep.
Quarter of a tank.
Touring needs some juice. Shotgun not filling it up. 40 miles. Can you risk it? For 207, I'll push you.
No, it's probably about 30 miles.
Gentleman in the corner, 207. 207, any higher than 207. I was 17, I had a Fiesta Z-Tech.
Yes, mate.
Fiesta Z-Tech, 1.25.
Yeah, you did.
Pepper red. Remember the plate as well?
Brilliant.
V217 KJW. That was the
Was it? Fantastic, man. Fuel short. And at that time, was it under £1?
Yeah, 94 pence a litre. Oh, it was the magic. £25 filled the car up. £25.
Wow. I'm not sure you could fill up a motorbike for 25 quid
No,
now.
not anymore. And then last week I filled my Defender up for £170.
170 quid.
170 quid.
It'd be 200 quid here. That was a nice ride. I mean, absolutely next level cool. That for a view. Do you know what I'm feeling, Yorkie?
Yeah.
Drone.
Oh mate, that was just yeah. Oh yeah, the road, the car, everything, the scenery.
So let me get this right. We're on a Porsche trip and your favourite car is the Ferrari.
I think the combination of the road and the Ferrari. I still say my favourite car is the GT3 Touring.
GT3 Touring?
Yeah. That would be the car I bought.
Okay.
I'd have that in a collection if I was lucky enough.
Yeah, you would.
Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. The GT3 Touring is an all-round epic
It's just
car.
the most complete.
Complete,
The most
yeah.
complete thing.
Yeah, completely
Yeah,
complete. But that, in terms of like special feeling, yeah,
up there,
that'll
it's up
never,
there,
yeah,
isn't it?
I don't think I'll ever beat that.
That's it. Oh man, the view. Hopefully we pull these curtains over tomorrow and the sun.
Yeah.
The view's amazing. Look at the view. As far as locations to make a brew go, this here. Look at that. Yorkie, that's your room, mate. That nice mauve,
They're all the
mauvey, purpley throw on there. I don't know, mate. That's pretty pipe and slippers. This particularly.
Oh wow.
That's something exceptional.